What's up, guys? Welcome back to Achille Sports. This time round, we'll be talking about the news that is happening prior to the meeting of Chelsea Liverpool in Stamford Bridge tomorrow. This match is a match you don't want to miss. It's a match everyone is expecting to get the 3 points, the valuable 3 points today. We saw Manchester City winning against Arsenal. It was a controversial win for that matter. Arsenal are not happy. Arsenal fans are not happy. Maybe Chelsea fans might not be happy, and maybe Liverpool fans might not be happy too, but they can't change it. Now 11 points clear from the second place, Chelsea. So City are doing quite well. City are doing perfectly fine right now. Now going into Chelsea game, there are a lot of tensions going on, a lot of issues at Chelsea camp, a lot of buhaha stories in Chelsea fans, in Chelsea camp, a lot of things that Chelsea doesn't even want to hear. A lot of things are going on, and it's something that we should have been talking about. But hey, it is what it is. That is how it's supposed to be. That is how it's supposed to design. But at this nature, the way the team is fumbling, this kind of stories shouldn't have been coming on. This story shouldn't have been coming on. To be honest, because right now, Chelsea needs to come back to winning ways. And if these things are coming on, or if these things are going on, it means that it's giving the team a mentality that is not good for the club, a mentality that is not good for players, and a mentality that is not good in moving into a Liverpool game. What to expect in this game? I wish Chelsea to win this game and then cover up the gap between us and then Manchester City. And Liverpool wish to do the same thing. Liverpool wish to do the same thing. And the good news for Chelsea today is Thiago Silva trained perfectly well. Timo Werner trained and Kai Havertz trained. I think it's only Loftus-Cheek who still remain out there, still injured. And then Ben Chilwell, the two of them still remain injured. And we also have Reece James. Also, Reece James might not be part of this game because he had injury. He had injury, hamstring, going into this game, so he might not be there. So now both our wing backs are injured. Alonso is there to play the left wing back, and also we have the Capito himself, Aspilicueta, to be at the right wing back. So since Thiago Silva might be fit to play this game, Rudiger and Thiago Silva and maybe Chalobah will start the match. Because the last time out, we saw Christensen too got injury, and let's see what was going to happen tomorrow. Now, we're expecting for about 8 games now, Chelsea are not able to 8 games, Chelsea are only able to win, to get 1 clean sheet out of 8 Premier League games, 1 clean sheet. And tomorrow's game is not a game that the defense will be able to control the attacking-minded Liverpool. So it will be very difficult to get clean sheet tomorrow. But hey, we look forward to it. Getting clean sheet and 3 points in the bridge will change our game style throughout the season. Now, Liverpool to have similar issues, even though Klopp didn't want to release those who are fit to face Chelsea tomorrow, but he himself will not be available in the touchline because he also tested positive today. So he might not be on the touchline for Liverpool. But Van Dijk is back. Fabinho is there to play, and even Robinson. Robinson is also he has also finished serving his red card, and he will be available for this match. So it's something Liverpool doesn't have problem currently. Currently, I don't see them having problem. It's only Van Dijk. It's only their coach who has issues in moving to the game. So what do we expect? We expect a nice game, a beautiful showcase football because both clubs like to possess the ball, particularly Chelsea like possession in the midfield area, whilst Liverpool like possession balls in their opponent half yard. So it's different ball game together. And their attack, aside from that, their attack has been brilliant. So Eddie is just joining. So Eddie, welcome back to Achilles Sports.
Thank you very much for Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you.
All is new.
Yes. So Afishapa.
I from commerce and
So guys, if you just join us, we're going to be discussing Chelsea, Liverpool tomorrow, and generally post-match reactions of today Premier League games and also Premier League, English Premier League as a whole. You can see Eddie is in his Manchester United jersey. He's a die-hard United fan, even though United is not where to be found in the Premier League table, but he still
oh
supports United.
watch out for United. Watch out for United.
Really?
Of course.
Okay. That's actually brilliant. So today we see a lot of games played today. A lot of games played today, about 3 or 4 games played today. And
Yeah.
it's not been actually good for some clubs because starting the year with a loss, I think no club want to be in that situation. And tomorrow, Chelsea is going to play Liverpool. And a lot of controversy in Chelsea camp currently. First of all, what's your general view about the game?
Ha.
As a United fan and a neutral person, because I know United fans, before we move on, the only thing you'll be saying, oh, Chelsea, you don't like Chelsea, you are just, as a neutral fan, United fan, neutrally, what do you think about the game?
Well, it's going to be a very nice game. It shouldn't be a ball game because when you look at sometimes when two big clubs are meeting like this, there is a hype. The hype is there, everything is there, but the game will turn out ending up being bored. There won't be any interesting performance on the pitch.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see, Chelsea playing against Liverpool is going to be an interesting game, and we all know all these African players playing for these various clubs will be going to play AFCON in the very soon. So
With few days time.
2 days, yeah.
Mm.
So I think they will be putting out their best before they take off. So it's going to be a nice game. It's going to be a nice game. But it's going to be, like I say, to be a 50-50 game.
it's going to be a 50-50 game. But in Chelsea camp, Lukaku bringing controversy in Chelsea camp and a lot of issues going on. I don't know whether you heard about that.
Yeah.
Lukaku organizing interview and expressing
Yeah.
as if he didn't
Concerning
want
his
to come to
concerning his
Chelsea.
former club, right?
Yes, former club, and saying he still love to go back to Inter, and he he left there because they didn't want to extend his contract, and Chelsea was his option to come. And also there are only three big clubs in the world: Barcelona, Real Madrid, and Bayern Munich, and every player dreamed to play in these three clubs. Meanwhile, the first time he came, he was talking about like Chelsea is his childhood club, is the club he supports, and is a dream to play with. Is it a politics he's just doing, or he was being frank with himself?
All right. So concerning such issues, I think that's he was speaking the truth though, because you can't do away with the truth. Because with the things he mentioned, they are the top clubs, they are the best three clubs so far, and you can't dispute the facts. But he
Oh,
being in charge, that's the
so
truth.
so United is not a big club.
That is a big club, but that's his point of view.
That's what we are not okay with,
That's his
because
point of view. Because listen,
uh-huh,
he started he was in Chelsea before he
uh-huh.
moved
Why
out.
did he move in Chelsea first? First of all, in the first time, do you know the reason why he left Chelsea? If you don't know, let me tell you.
uh,
First of all, Lukaku left Chelsea because
mhm,
he was not getting playing time then, because we
mhm.
had Drogba, we had Anelka as strikers, and he was not like pulling his GR. He couldn't
That
bench
time
those
they were a lot
players.
of academy players because
Yes,
he was
yes, I'm
there with
coming.
Salah.
Yeah, let me come. So they loan him out.
Mhm.
Okay. So when they loan him out, they loan him to Everton. Everton there he was performing. Then they call him back during Mourinho time. There was this Super League Cup that we wanted to take, desperately needed to take, and he missed a penalty. So because of the penalty, Mourinho wasn't okay with it, and they had issues. He had to leave the club. They sold him to Everton. So he went to United. From Everton, he went to United. United to when Oli arrived, they said he wasn't good enough. So they had to reject him because he only played United for 2 seasons. Or how many? You are a United fan. Maybe you might know.
Yeah, that was 2 seasons.
Yes. So now you I understand you perfectly when you said he's being frank with what he's saying. He's being frank, but those clubs were big clubs some time back. But currently, if you're going to talk of big clubs, you can't talk of, because all of them are fumbling this season, except for Bayern. You see,
And
except for Bayern.
do you think Real Madrid is fumbling this season?
Real Madrid, the beginning of season, even Sheriff caught them at their home yard, win against them. It's just they are getting into. Do you think right now the way Real Madrid is playing, if they were in Premier League, do you think they will be leading the table?
Haha, come on.
Uh-huh. I
But
understand. I
even
understand.
if they
Mhm.
won't be on the spot position or on the first position, they will still be in first three, top three.
Yes, yes. But what I'm saying is, if you came to Chelsea because Chelsea won Champions League and it attracted, no one begged you to come. I don't know whether Lukaku was not even Chelsea first choice. First of all, you know it. It
Mhm.
was Haaland Chelsea wanted to sign very desperately, and because Haaland deal didn't source,
We
Chelsea
went in for.
opted to go for Lukaku. Right? And now you get the opportunity, and this kind of information is coming. What do you think will happen? Because as particularly this time, Chelsea is not perfect. You even criticize the coach formation. And
The point is,
mhm,
if we start producing the results you people are looking for, everything will be okay. Everything will be okay. Because the team is not performing and all the fans are complaining and this issue just pop up. So if
exactly.
he so now what he needs to do is just give out the results, give out his best. Continue scoring the goals, winning the games, and everything will be okay.
Yeah, no, and everything will be for sure if he start, because if you bring this kind of issue and you are able to win the game against Liverpool for Chelsea, maybe some of the fans will rally behind him again. But right now, he has lost almost completely every fan in Chelsea camp, except for few who still understand that maybe the video delayed, the interview delayed. That wasn't the time. That's what others are saying,
Uh-huh.
the video delayed,
Yeah.
and others are saying, mhm,
It shouldn't be only winning against Liverpool. Because winning against Liverpool is just a game. It shouldn't you people shouldn't forget that. It's just a game. So he should continue producing the results so that everything will calm down. Because if he wins against Liverpool and just relax in other games, I think the issue is going to pop up. It's going to be like a smoke with
yeah, I'm just saying, because Liverpool game might be a game of Chelsea return to winning ways. If they are able to win it, probably maybe they will return to winning ways. And aside from that, aside from Lukaku issues, there are a few injuries Chelsea have going into this game. Like Rhys James is injured hamstring, he won't be able to take part in this game. Lotus Still won't be part. Ben Chilwell won't be part. Ben Chilwell is out for the rest of the season.
the season.
Yes, and we only have Alonso in the left back wing. But the right back wing, Aspilicueta can still manage over there because he played there for a couple of times. But our problem will just be the left wing back, because Alonso defensive work is not all that. Okay, and for the past 8 games, we only managed to have one clean sheet. You see, so this attacking side of Liverpool, do you think we can be able to get clean sheet in Stamford Bridge, given the instances that we are not performing well in at home than away?
All right. For this game, you people shouldn't expect clean sheet in this game because clean sheet will be out of the game for Chelsea.
Mm-hmm.
Because although
But Thiago
Chelsea,
Silva is fit.
all right, Thiago Silva is fit.
Yeah.
Thiago Silva will be there. Chiloba will be there. Alonso will be there. But still, clean sheet is not assured. But these days, of late, Chelsea have been playing defensively more than attacking.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. So Liverpool to their Liverpool side, they are a side which, if you are defending, they will push the ball to you until they've gotten their goals.
Yeah.
They never retract. That's one thing about Liverpool. So if people are going to play the same formation, the same thing, going to defend, I think that won't be the best. But clean sheet is not assured for Chelsea tomorrow.
Clean sheet is not assured for Chelsea tomorrow. Well, I can't argue the fact, because that's the reality. Liverpool attack is very sharp. The moment you make mistake, they can punish you. Talk of Mohamed Salah,
Salah, Jota,
Jota,
eh,
and
Mane
Mane.
is there.
Yes, they are very attacking minded. Even though they lost their last match against Leicester, I think that
Yeah.
is the only mentality Chelsea will have against them. So if they are able to lose away against Leicester, maybe we can also manage to get the 3 points, but it's not
Uh-huh.
guaranteed.
That's where the point. That's where Liverpool get it from.
That's what I'm
Because
saying, but it's not guaranteed.
uh-huh.
Yeah.
Because they're also hungry for a win.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
They're also hungry
Because
for a win, because losing.
Salah missed penalty. I think he's not happy with it.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
they'll be fighting all in to get a win against Chelsea,
But
just to boost their
Club too will
morale.
not be in the match. Club tested positive.
Yeah, positive. Yeah,
Hmm.
but most that won't change anything. That won't change anything because his players are good and they know what they are doing. They know what they are doing on the pitch.
Okay.
So that won't it will affect them much. It will affect them much.
I don't know.
Yeah, you went
So
off.
no, I didn't go off. I didn't go. I was trying something. So
Uh,
they won the game with a margin like 2-1, and it was just a controversial win for both for
which game are you
City.
talking about? Which game? Okay, see the City
The
against Arsenal.
City, yes, it was a controversial winning against them because Arsenal had penalty in the early half, and they didn't take it. VI didn't even allow the referee to go for it, and City had penalty in the second half. They allowed the referee to go and view it, and both of them were penalties. To be frank, both of them were penalties. Arsenal one was a clear penalty. Liverpool one, as City 1-2 was a penalty, but they didn't give Arsenal the penalty and rather give City. So if Arsenal had won this game, I think the gap would have closed.
Yeah. Mm, Actually, I didn't get the chance to watch the game of
Mhm.
Arsenal and Man City, but I heard a friend saying Arsenal was being robbed in the game.
Yes, for to be frank, very, very, very poor officiating, like poor decisions from the referee. Like is that's why most of the times I've been saying it. Sometimes it's very difficult for referees to, even though they are also trying their best, but hey, it's not enough. It's not. That's why VI is there. I don't know why VI2 didn't VAR2 didn't let the referee go and check that one because they just nullify it from there. Similar thing
But
happened.
it might be as a result of maybe City topping the league. That's why they are doing everything for them to
No, but
just.
but if they are doing like that, it's not fair. I don't know whether you get they are topping the league doesn't mean they are supposed to take it. Similar thing happened against like Tottenham on for Tottenham Watford against Tottenham. Watford also got a penalty, but they said Hugo Lloris like touched the ball and it wasn't a penalty. For that one, I'm not sure, but Watford too are complaining about that one. So this kind of games, I don't actually understand what is happening. You have VI to correct mistakes in the game, but VI too are also turning different thing altogether. So it's making the league particularly most of like the smaller clubs
Are
or
suffering. Yeah.
suffering because of these kind of issues. Do you think VR will be able to change? Like,
Sometimes they have to consider all those things. They have to just put proper management in place because you can't be taking penalties for these big clubs and just refusing the penalties of these other smaller clubs. All
yeah,
right, although VAR is there, but sometimes they just pay ignorance to certain things, which is not helping the league.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's not making the league sometimes interesting because ah, and after the whistle being blown for the end of the game, nothing can be done about it. If the three
No,
points steal from you.
3 points
That's all.
that's all. That's all. Because sometimes they need to, but that one will also spoil the league if they want to be bringing back
If
like
if they
VAR.
continue if they continue that way, I think that's not fair.
Hmm. Hmm. Serious. So now, Watford also lost at home against Tottenham. Tottenham got a late winner, very
It's
late one. It's like even injury time.
that was a freaking uh, Sanchez winning the game for Tottenham.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Sanchez, right? Sanchez
Yeah,
had the had the winner for. It's
every
like
move.
he didn't even jubilate, but
Oh,
I felt that like the time added on was too much in that game because they didn't waste that much time and they added 6 minutes. The same thing in the Arsenal game, they added 6 minutes. And Arsenal was down by a man, like Gabriel got red
but
carded.
with the additional, sometimes it cuts across because sometimes these officials will just go into the game with maybe 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus. So sometimes it cuts across. So
Mhm.
if you're not fortunate and you are not you are being down by a man or a goal, it's going to sometimes it affects.
Yeah.
Like in this game of Watford against Tottenham, supposing the goal if it was like 3 minutes, 2 minutes, this game could have ended like a draw. Mhm. But because it was 6 minutes, you see what happened in the late minutes. Tottenham was able to carry the 3 points at the end of the day. Mhm.
Is for sure.
Sometimes it's
Those
frustrating to concede like in the 11th hour. It's frustrating, but nothing can be done.
those times are also part of the game, you know.
So part of the game.
It's
Mm.
also part
It
of the
makes the
game
game
for sure.
interesting.
So a derby today too. West Ham going to on versus Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace home, and they lost 3 goals to 2. The match was so intense.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
It
yeah,
was
yeah.
so intense because West Ham scoring 3 goals in first half and
And Crystal Palace coming back in the game to score 2 goals.
two goals. Yeah, they nearly had the third
West Ham
goal.
was even fortunate. It could have even been either 4-3 or 3-3. West
Yeah,
Ham
yeah.
was fortunate in the game because the pressure that came in the later part of the game was serious. It was serious.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
But
So,
Antonio and his boys have done the job for West Ham. That's that.
so the last time Chelsea played against Liverpool in Anfield, that was the first half of the league. You know, we just began the second half
Yeah,
of the
second
league.
half.
So, you know, that match ended 1-1, and Liverpool just got away with a controversial penalty. You remember?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So that match was so intense and so like it was just a beautiful game shown
Yeah.
that so I expect tomorrow game to be the same thing. Because in the
Yeah.
midfield we have
Since
some. Mhm.
as I was saying, when in the beginning of the league, all the teams were trying to put out their best to be on top of the table.
Mm.
So all those games they were interesting games, or all there and therefore. But in tomorrow's game, Liverpool is I won't say Liverpool is although they are struggling and Chelsea is also struggling. So in the
But Liverpool are no longer struggling. Which player is out now? No player.
no player is out, but they are not
Yeah.
up to. the gap is still wide in between them and Man City.
Because they also failed to win most of their games. They were because first they were also struggling, but losing
That's yeah,
their
that's what
last
I'm trying
game,
to say, because
mhm,
they lost
their
their
last
last game.
game they played very
Mm.
well and
It didn't work out for them.
it didn't
Mm.
actually work out. Didn't actually work out to be frank.
But
Is
tomorrow, any team which put out any extraordinary performance will carry the day.
tomorrow.
Yeah, if
Extraordinary
Chelsea put
performance.
out,
When you say extraordinary performance, like
that's if Chelsea holds like 70% of the ball,
mhm.
Chelsea will win the game tomorrow. But if they fail to hold the ball and it becomes vice versa, then Liverpool is going to win the game hands down.
Yeah, and both clubs enjoy playing possession football.
Uh-huh.
Both clubs enjoy playing
Then,
possession football.
but the difference is Liverpool likes attack more than Chelsea.
Liverpool, the reason Liverpool is attacking more than Chelsea because
Than Chelsea.
is in their DNA. And that's
Mhm.
why when I begin this video, I already said like Liverpool enjoy attacking their opponent half, but Chelsea like enjoying possession in the midfield. Even
Yeah.
if it is their half yard, they don't care. Like the last game, after getting the goal, they were just playing anyhow. Like there wasn't shot on target, no chance create until we're able like until for a good 30 minutes until the game just changed completely
All these
and
two
we
goals
also
came.
concede a late goal. It
Mm.
was like these late goals you already mentioned. We considered the late goal, and I said, nah, that's the end of Chelsea because it was a valuable 3 points we needed. We needed that 3 points because if we had won that game, probably this Liverpool game we drew, I wouldn't have problem. But right now, it's a must win for us because remember we are second of the league table now
Mm.
with currently Liverpool City won today, so it's now 11 points.
Yeah.
So with the 11 points, if we don't win, it means that it will still be 11 points unless City won unless Liverpool won their outstanding match. And if Liverpool win the game, it will be like still 8 points, right? But they still have outstanding match to play. But if we're able to win against Liverpool in this instance, it means that we are ahead of Liverpool. Even if they win their outstanding
Yeah.
match.
So as it stands, Man City with 53 points, Chelsea with
Yeah.
42.
That's
Then
11 point. Yeah.
the Liverpool with 41. But
Yeah.
Liverpool has like an outstanding match.
Outstanding match. Yes. That's what I'm saying. So right now, if we win against them, even if they win their outstanding match, it's not going to. We'll still be in the second place.
Yeah.
But if we lose and they win, then it means that
They are
we
coming
won't
back into
get.
the
They
competition.
are coming back to the second place. That's why this match is very important to us if we want to maintain the second position. So United, what's up? You are wearing United jersey today.
Yeah.
So what's happening to United?
Yeah. That's for our game on Monday against Wolves.
Hmm.
We are playing our game on Monday.
Yeah, against Wolves.
Yeah. And now I think due to our phenomenal performance we showcase. Was it that was some like 2 days ago, right?
Yeah, 2 days ago on Thursday.
Uh, yeah, that was you see like that was a 3-1. That was a massive win for United. Because I don't remember the last time we won like such a huge margin of goals like 3-1 in the game. So I was like I was just carried away. So we are going into this game with the same formation, the same mindset, the same everything. Because it's a new year and we can't just start losing games like that.
That's the problem. Tomorrow, if any team lose, that means that he's getting into the year with a loss, which won't be speaking well of the club. Wow. Let's see what's going to happen on
Yeah,
tomorrow because I really want Chelsea to win because if we lose tomorrow, I won't be happy because it means that we are going back to third place and I won't be happy to be frank.
yeah.
I won't be
I
happy.
mean,
Yeah.
I think we'll be out of the title.
Hmm.
Out of the title. Because
Yeah.
now you're almost out of the title, but there is still hope.
That we are no for the title. I'm not actually into the title currently because like right now, I just need to fight for second
So,
position. If we are
so,
able to cover up the points, kudos. But if we are not able to, we just need to maintain the second place. Because in the beginning of the season, I said Chelsea will end second place.
oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So if we're able to get the title, kudos. But then my this one
And
was just second place.
there's like you foresaw it earlier. So why didn't you tell your other Chelsea fans?
Huh?
I said you foresaw it earlier. So why didn't you tell your other Chelsea fans when Chelsea was on the top spots?
No, 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 no. You see, one thing you should understand is sometimes you might say this and it will come out differently. I don't know whether you understand. For me, that was my prediction. Someone might also predict, oh, Chelsea will win the title. And a lot of pundits were talking about it. A lot of pundits were talking about it. You get it?
Yeah.
A lot of pundits were talking about it. And we needed, like, because in the beginning, the way Chelsea were performing without conceding goals, and also winning every game. Like
Yeah,
it
that time
was,
things were
yeah,
working out for Chelsea. Every Chelsea fan was happy.
yes, yes. Because right now the team being hit by injury and also the COVID, so it's affected and really,
But I think with the COVID, it cut across all teams. All teams are suffering. All teams are suffering. So if you talk
yes,
of the COVID as
except
a major issue,
City. City are not suffering because none of. Do you hear any of their players
if
getting?
City, their bench is a full team. Their second man squad is a full team.
But
So even if
still, I'm
mm,
saying like none of their players got COVID. I didn't hear any of their players getting COVID. They just this period.
that's the luck, that's their luck.
Exactly. So and they are just harvesting them, and they also may take good use of it because they are just harvesting the points,
Yeah.
right?
Because we, as we are talking now, we don't know what will happen in the rest of the season, right?
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
they might also be hit with COVID and things will be very bad for them. So
Mm,
as they've gotten this opportunity, they are just making good use of it.
yeah, yeah. They need to make good use of it because most of the you see, that's the beauty of
But
the
when the
game.
season, when the season is about to end, things get bloody. That's why we see those going for relegation will start fighting for points just to prevent their teams from going for relegation.
Relegation,
So
yeah.
that in those period, if things are not working out for you, everything will try to be picking their points from you just to maintain in the league.
Like Leicester winning against us in the last match last season.
Uh,
We
That's
needed
it.
to go to fourth place,
Uh-huh.
and we needed to win that match in order to go to fourth place
Fourth place.
and play Champions League, because we didn't know like we could win because it was 50-50
But,
Champions
yeah,
League.
because you won Champions League. Because I didn't been people didn't win the Champions League.
No, but we still we lost the game and we got the fourth place because Tottenham won against Leicester.
Uh-huh.
Assuming Leicester won the game against Tottenham, then we could have fallen into fifth place. And if we had, because we won the Champions League, we could have played Champions League again. But hey, we got the fourth place because Tottenham, of all people, got us into the game.
Uh, mhm.
Yeah, yeah. So, Kante is fit, Kovacic is fit, Jorginho is fit moving into this game. So it means if the coach is going to use these three players in our midfield, we can be able to control maybe a little bit of possession and attack. Because if Kante, Ngolo is there, Chelsea at Ngolo, Kante, and Kovacic, if they are there, Chelsea attack is in different level. Just that we don't utilize our chances. That's the
Yeah.
problem.
Uh-huh.
We don't utilize our chances.
Yeah, that's the problem. People.
Oh, it's serious.
Because with Liverpool, if you're not making good use of your chances, they will definitely make good use of theirs. Mm.
But I don't
And
expect Liverpool to get like a lot of chances in this game.
don't expect Liverpool to get a lot of chances.
Yeah.
Ha ha ha.
Even though a lot of things are
And,
happening, but I'm still positive. I'm Chelsea, We don't
yeah.
until the bones are rotten.
We never say die.
No, no.
Oi.
Yeah, we need to for sure.
So what will be your prediction? As
My
a
prediction
Chelsea fan, what will be your prediction? Yeah.
is going to be tough. It's going to be tough. But I am predicting Chelsea will win 1-0. Even though my previous video I said Chelsea will win 3-2. But hey, I'm retracting my prediction today is going to be 1-0.
Remember that game? I thought it was going to be a draw.
But you yourself, you knew, like, yes, you knew the way in the beginning, you knew when we had the goal, you knew Brighton will not come into the game again.
So how come they had their goal?
Huh?
How come you ended up playing 1-1?
That's what I'm saying. Late goal, those kind of goals will always haunt you. Assuming there was still time, I think Chelsea could have also get into the game again, but there wasn't time again to mash up and win that game. Remember, their goal came, is it 90 minutes or the injury time? Because it was 4 minutes added on, I could remember, and the goal came.
Yeah, that's what I said. In the during the That's what I said in earlier of the video, that anyone who puts out an extraordinary performance will carry the day. And it's going to be like a 50-50. So if
But for me, I
Liverpool has the
trust in
upper hand in
Tuchel.
the game, they'll win the game. If Chelsea has if Chelsea got the upper hand, if Chelsea has the upper hand, they're going to win the game hands down. So that's what it's going to be.
Yeah, for me, I trust in Tuchel. Tuchel will find a way to either defend or get a goal and defend throughout. And Chelsea, if we mean to defend, we mean to defend.
That's when club will be calling his boys to give.
The last time, remember the red card, we got red card and were able to defend throughout the game.
Maybe that was then, but maybe not this time round.
This time, like, what's going to change in the defense?
In the defense,
Yes, our defense, Chelsea defense. What's going to change?
since you did mention of Thiago Silva, Chaloba, Alonso, and Reed. Uh-huh. Nothing is going to nothing.
Chaloba is James. Chaloba, Rudiger,
Diga,
Thiago
uh,
Silva.
yeah, Thiago Silva,
So
and
the only difference is that the other time this guy was there, Benchewa was there, and this time he's not there. And you know when this guy was Rhys James got the red card, Aspilicueta came on, and then that side. And tomorrow, Aspilicueta is there to play. So it's a whole lot.
sometimes in big games like this, maybe you might say it's going to be like maybe 1-0, 2-0, but it can end up by at the other point conceding more than 3, 4 goals. Mm-hmm.
No,
So
actually, Premier League is always difficult to determine like
when
goals
the
and
club,
all. It's always difficult for sure. But one thing you can't take away is the intensity. The intensity of the match will be in another level.
mhm, that one is true. It's true.
Because I know right from the beginning, Liverpool will want to attack and get their goal and gain confidence into the game. Because they are coming into this game with the back of their mind that the last game they lost. So they don't need to do the same mistake. And after Leicester scored them, they try every means to get a goal and they couldn't. So Chelsea only have advantage if we have an early goal, we have advantage of winning the game. But if we are not able and Liverpool score first goal, then it means that Liverpool have advantage of winning the game. Even though sometimes Chelsea have their way, like Tuchel, sometimes his changes is very good in the field of play. Because Klopp only have his ways of changes. If he's going to change, maybe Jota for Firmino, always. Or maybe what's the name? Keita, maybe Keita to come on for one of the midfielders, or maybe in Robinson to come out for that small boy. Is it to me? Is it semi? Is to me star or to me? What's his name? Self, I'm forgotten the name. Yeah. So that's the only changes Klopp is doing. Or maybe if he sees Mane is not doing it, he could remove Mane and bring in who is it Chamberlain, because Chamberlain too is doing quite well these days. But Tuchel field changes sometimes it makes a lot of impact. I think since arriving in Chelsea, it's only 1 or 2 games he made the changes that I didn't like it. That only one changes he made, I didn't like it. Other than that, he's been like his changes been making a lot of his good. Particularly games like this, he won't rest unless Chelsea get a win. Last season, you see most of the games they expected Chelsea to lose were able to win most of them. But those we don't expect to lose, we will go ahead to lose them.
It's going to be an interesting game tomorrow, though. It's going to be an interesting game.
My network.
Yeah,
There is the network. Yeah,
yeah.
the network is bad. So maybe if you want to do something, maybe you could continue. Then for me, I'll just continue for some few minutes before.
All right then.
Mm.
See you tomorrow
So
after the
see you tomorrow.
after the game.
All right, all right. Maybe we'll talk before the game.
Sure, 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 sure.
Yeah. So see you.
Uh, all right, see.
Mhm. So what's up, guys? Welcome back. And I just host Eddie, who is Manchester United fan, and currently he has something to do. So let me continue with Chelsea news, and we'll take you through some of the things that will be happening against Liverpool tomorrow, and also maybe EPL, any news that is going on in EPL. So first of all, what we need to know is Chelsea Liverpool game is coming on tomorrow in it's coming on tomorrow at 4:30. Is coming to match in the bridge. It's going to be like 4:30 p.m. Okay, is going to Chelsea wants to be in the Chelsea wants to stay second in the league table. City uh, Liverpool, who will be on the league table, second place tomorrow. And this game, Thiago Silva trained today, and also Kai Havertz and Timo Werner trained today. So, which means that maybe the probability of them playing tomorrow is higher. So, and the Lukaku issues too, I'm not sure whether he'll be able to. But Tuchel said it's just a distraction to the club. They don't need that noise. Chelsea don't need that noise. Chelsea don't need that story. The only thing we are concentrated on is what we can do to win the match uh, tomorrow. What we can do to win the match tomorrow. That's the only thing that we are looking for tomorrow. And Chelsea wants to get into the game with that mentality, with a mentality that will keep us in the game. And I will expect Ziyech to also play this game because Ziyech is a big player. Ziyech is a big player and a big game. So we don't need to take that away from him. A lot of things are happening in the field of play. So a lot of in Premier League and also in the world of football. So let's focus our attention to most of the particularly tomorrow game, which is very important for both clubs. And I can't remember the last time we played was 1-1, but Liverpool have been favorites. Liverpool are always favorite going into Chelsea game, but last season we're able to win. We won like their home, and they also won against Lampard in the Bridge. So it's something that is going to worry both clubs. Well, let's see what is going to happen tomorrow, and we're going to see you with during the match. We'll be able to discuss, and then join us tomorrow with the match, or we'll do live reaction. The Blues will be in action. And Tuchel already explained Chelsea are determined to battle it against them, but Georgian club side is always a better side, and when they are the kind of energy they have into play, the kind of energy they have is amazing. So you need to battle them with their energy. So it's only Thiago Alcantara and Takumi Minamino who are returning to light training after a muscle injury. So they won't be in Stamford Bridge tomorrow to play the game. So Klopp himself is COVID tested positive and will not be part of the game. So the only news we are also hearing is Allison and also Firmino were absent from training on Thursday. So and Robertson will be back. He will serve his three. He has already served his red card ban, and so Semicas will be playing against, or Semicas will be on bench if Robinson is present in the game tomorrow. If Robinson is present tomorrow, so it's something. If Allison is not going to be there, so it means that their second goalkeeper will be taking part in the game. And if Allison is not there, Liverpool defense has been good. They have formidable defenders. Someone like Van Dijk, and what's the name? This guy is also there. Kunate is also a very brilliant defender. And if Van Dijk is there, it means that Kunate will be on bench. Kunate will be on bench for tomorrow, and Van Dijk is very good. So if Tuchel decide to use Romelu Lukaku tomorrow, it means that Chelsea will be Lukaku will be battling against Van Dijk tomorrow. And the last time we saw both of them winning 50-50 fouls, 50-50 balls, and we need to check them tomorrow. But if Tuchel decide not to use Lukaku tomorrow, it means that Timo Werner is around, Kai Havertz is around. So if I were Tuchel, I will use Kai Havertz. Kai Havertz his movement up front is absolutely amazing for Chelsea. He's a good player, but him also coming back from injury, he has trained for a couple of days, and he's in contention to play this game. Very brilliant side. City, a very brilliant side. Liverpool will worry any team on their day, and it will be very difficult for Chelsea to get clean sheet in this game. Very difficult, but we need to keep our composure and character. If we're able to keep our composure and character and right behavior, we'll be able to win against Liverpool. We saw teams doing it against them, and we could also do the same thing. We could also do the same thing. Leicester win against them, and Chelsea to withdrew at home against Brighton, which is very worrying going into this game. But one thing about Chelsea is we don't lose always. We don't lose the 3 points. We share the points together. But hey, I don't need draw here. I need Chelsea to go ahead and win this game. We can equally do it if Leicester is able to do it. Why not Chelsea? Why not the Blues? We can equally do it. Thiago Silva is in contention, and we have our three midfielders. Kante is there, Kovacic is there, and Jorginho is there. And if these three are there, our midfield is absolutely amazing. Attack, both attacking and defending. So I hope they stay positive and we can get 100% from them. Loftus-Cheek still out. Loftus-Cheek is still out, and we need to maybe who is going to be on bench, who is going to be on bench for the defense, because I know Tuchel as a tactical man, he won't like to use all of them. He will need to put someone who will come in and change the game in case it's not going well with Chelsea. But if Chelsea are able to get an early goal tomorrow, then it will be a win for Chelsea. It will be a win. And if we are not able to and Liverpool get a first goal, then it becomes difficult for us. But at the end of the day, we need the 3 points. So we can even see our last two games against Liverpool, we are unbeaten. Our last two games against Liverpool, Chelsea last two games against Liverpool was unbeaten, and we won one and we drew one. So we need to win this one in addition. So and Liverpool too have been able to win their last two Premier League away games against Chelsea. Yeah. So since this only one team have been able to win three consecutive times against Chelsea in Stamford Bridge in Premier League. Only Blackburn Rovers, and that was a very long time ago, 93, 94, and also 95, 96. So it's only Blackburn Rovers who have been able to win three consecutive times against Chelsea in the bridge. No club have been able to win three consecutive times against Chelsea in Stamford Bridge, except Burnley. And that was a very long time. Very long time. So Liverpool are winless in their last three Premier League games in London this season. So it's something that their last three games in London they are winless. So, and they concede as many goals in these games as they had in their previous 12 visits to the capital in the competition. 8. So you see, if history is going to repeat itself today, Chelsea have upper hand in winning this game, because we saw Liverpool, West Ham, they were able to, or West Ham won against them. I can't remember, but it was I think it was a draw or so. And now it's Chelsea. It's time for Chelsea to also prove that, because we are also in London and we need to win this game. So Liverpool are winless in 6 games against reigning champions, reigning European champions in all competition. They drew 3 and lost 3. So which means that we are also reigning champions of we are also reigning European champions. So it's something that we need to look at. So for 6 games, Liverpool are not able to win against a reigning champions. So if history is going to repeat itself, it's something that we need to look into. I'm not afraid in going into this game. I know Chelsea can win this game, as with all these controversies, with all these things coming up, Chelsea can still win this game. And we just need it to boost our confidence so that Chelsea will be back to winning ways. If Chelsea are back to winning ways, then we can talk about other things. So, and one thing you should also know, Real Madrid, Hazard was linked to Chelsea like some few weeks back, but right now is the deal is taking taking another dimension, because his wife needs to deliver. His wife just he won't be leaving Madrid soon. So unless, let's see summer, and if whether Chelsea still want to land him, because Newcastle was also into this deal. Newcastle was into this deal. So, and maybe Emerson to, there was a request to recall Emerson Palmieri from his loan at Lyon. So, but they said no, they won't call him. He needs to continue over there. He needs to continue. So let's see what's going to happen. Whether, because Ben Chilwell will not be playing for the rest of the season, and Alonso alone throughout the season will be very difficult, because we don't have options in the left back. So whether they are going to get one player, whether they will get a player in the transfer window, because we see that Chelsea was linked to Lucas Digne of Everton. So let's see what will happen in this deal. The deal will source or it might not source. Let's see what will happen. Because if Emerson will not be recalled, Alonso cannot keep up for the rest of the season, playing Champions League, playing Premier League, and also be playing FA Cup, and we still have League Cup to also play. That's a lot of stress on him, because we don't have another option. So they need to get someone. We also have Baba Rahman in Championship. In Championship, he's also doing quite well, but I'm not sure they will call him. So let's look at the deal in Everton, because Everton also signed a left back this season, or they are yet to sign. So the deal is almost complete. A Ukrainian player they've signed already, and we are also linked to Dest of Barcelona. I heard the price was 30 million euros. 30 million euros Dest. So we don't know how true it is. All these are just speculations. And it look as if Trippier too is free to leave to leave Atletico. So let's hope and see whether Chelsea will be able. Is it an option for Chelsea to go into? But I'm not sure they will go for Trippier, because Trippier will agree to come since he's a Tottenham player, and when it comes to Chelsea and Tottenham, it's always difficult. It's always difficult, because I could remember Lucas Modric when Chelsea was seriously wanted Lucas Modric to come. It was a problem because of the rivalry, and Harry Kane to a similar situation. So let's see what's going to happen in this deal. Now, Aspilicueta is also opening for a transfer in next summer. He wants to go back home and play in Barcelona. So, and there are also situations about Christensen contract. Christensen contract is also there. But the most important thing is tomorrow's game. We need to win tomorrow's game. And my and my predictions for tomorrow game will be maybe Chelsea will win. Chelsea to win this game by 1-0. Chelsea to win this game by 1-0. Let's see what will happen. Okay, so let me stop here. Then we'll see you tomorrow during the pre-match, during the match action, because the match will be coming on tomorrow at 4:30 UK time, and we're going to see you with live match reaction. So join us tomorrow, and thank you for watching. And if you're new, subscribe, turn on the notification bell